What's going on, guys? It's Greg here, aka NYPrepper. It is Thursday, October 3rd, 2024, and I have an emergency alert to share with you guys. Right now, it is 31 minutes past midnight here in the eastern United States, and we have some major breaking news coming in from Syria. So it appears that Israel has struck a Russian air base in Syria, the Hmamim air base. I don't know if I'm saying that right. This is in the Latakia section of coastal Syria, and we're hearing from various credible sources, including Sky News Arabia, that a Russian weapons or ammunition depot was hit. Okay, so here we have a picture showing some of the ammunition and weapons cooking off after this Israeli airstrike on the Russian weapons depot. Here we have some video footage. Let me play this for you. So what you're hearing is all the weapons and ammunition cooking off after the Israeli airstrike. So this is at the Russian air base in Syria. Israel just struck a Russian air base, and it appears they targeted the weapons and ammunition depot, which was supposedly being used by Hezbollah. This ammunition at this depot was going to Hezbollah. So this is absolutely crazy, guys. We are living in biblical times. We are living in the end times. Make sure you're getting right with God. And we also had two B-52 nuclear bombers over the continental United States communicating tonight, right around 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That's 21:30 Eastern Time. Let me play a recording for you so you can hear them communicating. Apparently, their satellite communication system was down, so they were directly communicating with each other and relaying coordinates to each other, which is very interesting.
Flume, after Foxtrot, Lima, Uniform, Mike, Echo. Next point is Majvi, Mike, Oscar, Juliet, Victor, India. Then Kitten, Kilo, India, Tango, Tango, November. Then Cross, Kilo, Romeo, Oscar, Sierra, Tango, flight plane route.
So this is a very bad sign that our B-52s are actually up in the air communicating, and they had their transponders off because I didn't see them on the flight tracker. So this is very, very serious. Also, a very credible social media account on Twitter actually geolocated this video footage of the Russian weapons depot cooking off after the Israeli airstrike, and it does appear, based on geolocation, that this was the Russian air base, the Hmamim air base in Syria, that was hit in this Israeli missile strike. Okay, you can check out Rocket Man. That's the name of this account that geolocated it. But this is very, very serious, guys. Is Russia going to now strike Israel? Are they going to help Iran to attack Israel? It's very possible, guys. We know that in the Bible, in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 38 and 39, Russia, Iran, and various Middle Eastern countries attack Israel during the tribulation period. They launch a massive surprise attack, and God actually lures Russia down from the north to attack Israel, and then God destroys the Russian military. Okay, so we have to be on high alert, guys. And I think the way it's going to go down with Israel and Iran is I think Israel is going to launch a strike on Iran. It's going to be a serious strike, but I don't think they're going to hit the nuclear sites just yet. But I do think they're going to hit very important targets in Iran. Now, Iran has already said that if Israel responds back, then they're going to respond back even more severely. Okay, so I think what's going to happen is Israel is going to attack Iran, but they're going to stop short of attacking the nuclear sites and decapitating the regime. But I think they're going to hit oil facilities and military bases. Maybe they won't go after the oil facilities. Maybe the U.S. is going to pressure them not to do that because they're afraid that that could cause a global oil crisis, because then Iran would strike all the oil facilities in the Middle East, which they've already threatened to do. But let's say they just hit Iranian military sites, missile sites, bases where these missiles were launched from. Then Iran strikes back at Israel like they said they were going to do. And then at that point, they're saying that if Israel responds back, their response is going to be much more severe than the prior strikes on Israel, and that they could destroy vast amounts of Israeli infrastructure. So if they do that to Israel, then I think all gloves are off, and I think Israel and the United States will completely annihilate the Iranian military, the Iranian nuclear program, the Iranian government. I think you're going to see B-2 stealth bombers being used. I think we might even see low-yield tactical nuclear weapons being used. We'll have to wait and see. But that's one possible scenario. Or the U.S. and Israel are just going to go big right now and go for everything. Go for the nuclear sites, go for the bunkers, go for the regime, everything. It's very possible that that could happen too. Okay, but very, very serious times we're living in. Israel just striking a Russian airbase in Syria, hitting a weapons depot used by Hezbollah to supply Hezbollah. We're also hearing that Israel launched airstrikes in Beirut again tonight, and CNN quoted the Israeli representative to the UN as saying that the Israeli response will happen soon and will be very strong and painful. Okay, so much different words coming from Israel this time around than back in April, the first time that Iran struck. Okay, much stronger language this time by Netanyahu and the Israeli Foreign Ministry and the Israeli ambassadors. So I do think Israel's going to launch a very serious strike. We'll have to wait and see if they go big and go for everything, or if they stop short. And various Iranian sources are reporting that Iran has EMP weapons that they can use against Israel. And the Institute for the Study of War is reporting that Israeli defense forces have advanced into southern Lebanon along at least 2 axes. Geolocated imagery shows Israeli forces separately approaching Odessa and Maround al-Ras. The IDF 36th and 98th Divisions participated in these advances, and both have elements that fought in the Gaza Strip. And according to ABC News, American officials said that Israel's attack on Iran's military facilities would be the least dangerous way to escalate the tension. So American officials are saying that if Israel struck military facilities only, not oil and not nuclear, then that would be the least dangerous way for Israel to respond back. We'll have to wait and see what happens. And 4 drones were launched by the Houthis towards Tel Aviv this evening. Apparently they were shot down by Israeli air defenses. And Israel's UN ambassador says that the time for empty calls for de-escalation is over. Danny Danon told an emergency meeting of the UN Security Council earlier yesterday that Iran's true face is one of terror, death, and chaos. This is no longer a matter of words, he said. Iran is a very real and present danger to the world, and if they are not stopped, the next wave of missiles will not be aimed solely at Israel, he said. He calls Iran's missile barrage aimed at Israel on Tuesday a cold-blooded attack against 10 million civilians and an unprecedented act of aggression. Danon stresses that Israel will not stop until all of the hostages taken by Hamas and other terrorists are back in Israel. Let the world understand Israel will defend itself, and we will do so with justice and strength, he said. Speaking before Danon, the Iranian ambassador claimed Iran had to launch a barrage of missiles at Israel to restore balance after a recent series of significant Israeli strikes targeting its regional proxies. Amir Saeed Iravani describes the missile attack as a necessary and proportionate response to Israel's continued terrorist aggressive acts over the past 2 months. He claims Iran has consistently pursued peace and stability, and that Israel sees Iranian restraint not as a gesture of goodwill but as a weakness to exploit. Each act of restraint taken by Iran has only emboldened Israel to commit greater crimes and more acts of aggression, Iravani said. Consequently, Iran's response was necessary to restore balance and deterrence. Lebanon's UN ambassador, meanwhile, said his government rejected the fighting between Israel and Hezbollah. Hadi Hachem said the Lebanese government wants the enforcement of a UN Security Council resolution that was supposed to end the last Israel-Hezbollah war in 2006. It called for all armed groups, including Hezbollah, to be disarmed and the deployment of Lebanese forces to the southern border with Israel. So, guys, things are really spiraling out of control. This could all pop off any day now, any hour. I do have my 24/7 stream live, and I'm monitoring the flights around the world, military flights, nuclear forces, strategic forces. I have my own radio system with a 400-foot antenna used to monitor the nuclear forces around the world of various countries, and I have that piped into the live streams. So I'm going to continue to monitor everything and keep you guys updated, but consider following me on Telegram and also on Twitter. I post all of my updates there. Sometimes YouTube does not notify everybody when I post updates, but if you follow me on Telegram and Twitter, you'll never miss an update or when I go live. So I will be back tomorrow, or actually later today, with more breaking news, but this is a very serious situation. Make sure you guys are getting prepared as best as you can. Number one, make sure you're getting right with God. Number two, make sure you have a fallout shelter you can get to in a short amount of time. Number three, make sure you have at least a month of food and water on hand and a way to replenish your water and process and purify water. And number four, make sure you have a bug out bag. And number five, make sure you have a bug out plan. Okay, so I will be back later with more breaking news. And until then, take care, God bless, and don't forget the 3 Ps. Prepare, practice, and persevere. And this update was sponsored by My Patriot Supply. Guys, My Patriot Supply is doing a discount on their 1-month emergency food supply. And to get the deal, you got to go to preparewithnyprepper.com, and the link is in the description below this video. This is a 1-month freeze-dried food supply. It has a 25-year shelf life. Normal price is $237. They've dropped it down to $177. So that's a savings of $60. And it's all packed within 2 rugged, water-resistant buckets. Free shipping is included. $177 for 1 month of food. Where are you going to find a deal like that? So use the link preparewithnyprepper.com to get $60 off the My Patriot Supply 1-month emergency food supply. That's $180 for 1 month of food. Free shipping included. The link is in the description below this video.